Namaste, Jai Kali, Jai Mahadev, Jai Bharat. I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. Remember, if you're fit and fine, you can take better care of your loved ones. So today we are going to understand trolls. I'm sure everyone must have been trolled. And if you're new to my channel, you can go to the older videos and see how I was also online trolled and abused and bullied by a majority of people. And there are over quite a lot of videos on the internet that you can see where how I was abused and trolled and harassed. So in scientific literature, if we have to understand about trolling, so trolling is basically, an internet trolling is basically defined as a malicious online behavior. It's a very dark, malicious, aggressive, provocative behavior which is performed online. Now, trolls generally seek to provoke, upset, and harm others with inflammatory messages and posts and content. So, trolls, just want to harass online or virtually to all those people, whom they target, and they just want reaction. So, trolls do all of these things. Trolls can go to any extent just to get a reaction. Now, let us understand if at all trolling is a problem. So, for people with strong mind and people with intelligence and people who are, emotionally strong, it's not a big deal. But certainly, if you see the other aspects, trolling is a problem, and trolling can cause, significant harm and distress. It is associated with serious physical and psychological effects, including disrupted sleep, lowered self-esteem, depression, self-harm, suicidal ideation, and in some cases even suicide. So, trolling does affect people, and especially those who are emotionally weak and those who are a little bit sensitive. It does hurt. It's not that trolling doesn't hurt. So yes, trolling is a problem. Now let us understand who are these trolls. See, trolls can be of any gender, they can be of any religion, they can be of any race and ethnicity. So but majorly, scientifically it is proven that men are, most of the trolls are men, and they are into cyberbullying. So let us understand uh, why a person becomes a troll. So, or what are the reasons that makes a person troll? So there can be quite a lot of reasons. The first reason is loneliness. The second is unchecked trauma of past. Third is depression. Fourth is narcissism. Fifth is sadism, and sixth could be psychopathy. So these could be the reasons, behind someone becoming a troll. And if you see, troll is, trolls can go to any extent. So you need to understand that these trolls were once subjected to abuse of some kind. So with time, they couldn't return back or they couldn't retaliate. So they find other targets to subjugate, and to abuse. So these trolls, if you see the metamorphosis of these trolls, they were abused before and now they have become an abuser themselves. So yes, it's a very common phenomena, and it's a kind of an outward expression of them. The accumulation of all that, frustration, depression, anxiety, irritation, and a lot of these psychological and mood disorders, everything accumulates into, you know a being known as troll. And most of the, the greatest trolls are of course men, but yes, I mean, like, women are also into trolling, but majorly men are mostly, I mean, they are more into trolling. So if you see the you know this sadistic thing that runs in their mind, whereas in they want to inflict any amount of pain, and when they see the other person in pain, they get pleasure. So these sadistic traits or these practices, these if you see unethical antisocial practice, uh, is often termed up as trolling or cyberbullying. So I mean, these trolls, I mean, I have already talked about what makes them troll. I mean, the underlying trauma, depression, isolation, loneliness, unemployment could be one of the reasons. So these trolls come in a lot of different packages. They can be social media activists, social media influencers. They can be some they just take up anything, and then their work actually reflects their trolling behavior, the targeted harassment. I mean, they can target a group and they can keep harassing a group. They can target an individual, they can keep harassing the individual. They can target a community, they can keep harassing the community. So these trolls, they can troll anything. If they don't like a dress, they'll troll a dress. If they don't like a cat, they'll troll a cat. So these trolls just want to vent out their frustration, and they want to see if at all that person is feeling the pain, and if the person is getting agitated, or if that thing is getting affected, then they are like, I have done a great thing, right? So these trolls can go to any extent, as in like doxing, finding out information about you, revealing your personal information, revealing your sensitive information. So these trolls, the basic goal of these trolls is to hurt and feel good, feel happy by hurting you. And in order to hurt you and affect you and get that thing going, they can go to any extent. But mind it, all these things will be virtual. They can never troll you in physical, because these trolls are coward beings. So they don't want to go out and do their activism crap, or their so-called this trolling behavior physically, or they'll be like just they'll be manhandled, and they'll be like badly punished by the law, these trollers. So these trollers are a kind of coward beings who want to play all of these things virtually. So I mean, of course, as how science is advancing, as how technology is advancing, and you can see there is an advance, and there is more new kinds of diseases, psychological diseases and disorders that is coming up. And trolling is one of the most important and major one, I mean, amongst all the psychological diseases, because it's all virtual. These trolls, they can just inflict pain, they can hurt you and abuse you all virtually. In physical life, they will not do that. So you need to understand. And if you see on the long run, trolling, it's quite a lot of negative things. And if you are surrounded by any such people, or if you are fond of doing such things, let me tell you, it is going to take you into the darkest of the abyss, and you will not be able to overcome that. So I mean, if you know someone who is showing tendencies, now I mean, what are the tendencies of being a troll, a full-on dedicated troll? Targeted harassment. They will keep on targeting a community, a group of people, a single person, a specific preference person, or anything. I mean, it's just targeted, and it goes on. So I mean, once it's fine, it's for critiquing, right? Twice, you need to understand why this person is delving so much into this. And third time, if the person gets into it, that is not criticism, that is trolling. So yes, often these trolls try to mask their trolling behavior with the help of intellectual acumen and backup. But let me tell you, a person who is intellectually evolved doesn't get into such trolling business. A person who is intellectually evolved leaves the negativity and walks on the path of positivity and doesn't encourage such stupidity and targeted harassment. So yes, I mean, like, unemployment is one of the reasons these days, and also a person who is following a specific cult or community, and the insecurity of being discredited makes them become a troll. That non-acceptance, if they feel that they are threatened, or if they feel threatened that they won't be accepted, they start in return trolling others. So trolling is a very weird kind of a psychological state, and that is caused, or trolls, I mean, the trolling behavior is caused by a lot of factors. So it's not that a troll is a born troll. No, I think every human is born beautiful and intelligent. It's just that situation, time, a lot of factors are there. I mean, like the chemical balance in the brain, the body, the physical change in the brain. I mean, there is quite a lot of factors, but the basic ones are loneliness, low self-esteem, psychopathy, narcissism, sadism. I mean, these are some of the primary causes of being a troll. And trolls are also lonely people. So I mean, you should always check out those who are trolls. They are very lonely. They either have a bad family life, I mean, the trauma thing that I have mentioned, they have a bad family life, they don't have good relationships. Because see, if you have a happy atmosphere, if you have a happy thing, you would be having happiness to offer. But if you just have negativity, or if you are in that negative state, you would be having negative things to offer. So yes, trolls have a very bad family life. They don't have good partners, or maybe they are not satisfied with their relationships, and they are overall lonely beings who turn chaotic and who has become sadistic. Lonely, depressed, frustrated beings, lonely, depressed, frustrated, unemployed beings who have turned sadistic, and they start seeking pleasure in other ways, because physically they are very, I mean, they are very timid and scared and cowardly. So physically they just can't go and do what they are doing online. I mean, like, virtually they have the liberty to abuse, do anything, troll, usher all rubbish words, character assassinate, hurt people, but in physicality they can't. So I mean, like, anyone can be trolled. If you know someone who's showing these signs and who has these tendencies, definitely help them seek medical help, psychological help, maybe by with the help of medicines, by a psychiatrist, or by psychotherapy by psychologists. So yes, please help them, they need help. Now the question comes, how do we handle if we are being trolled? See, I'll tell you what, for an instance, it does feel bad. But let me tell you, these are mental cases. These are mental issues. Trolling is a psychological mental illness. And these can be treated with therapy and medicine. So you can't treat it. The only thing that you can do is just block them. Delete them, block them, don't engage with them. Unsubscribe them, stay away from them. Because those who are into trolling really are lost in their life, and they need medical help. Because if there was positivity, and if there was quite a lot of happiness around them, they wouldn't have had gone to an extent of being a troll, a full-on troll. So yes, I mean, please don't engage with trolls. Always prefer your mental health and your mental happiness and overall happiness. Keep it as your first priority. Don't engage with negative people, because all these trolling things and engaging and seeing and liking, I mean, it's a sign of illness. So if you, I mean, see some trolls, just let them be. And if you are being trolled, definitely just block them, stay away from them. Just don't give them reaction. They need reaction. They can stoop to any level. And the best thing to handle trolls is to keep a record of all the trollings that they have done, because trolls at one point they have a habit of clearing their records. So as how time goes by, they want to acquire a different image. They want to look different, or maybe they want to pretend to be someone else, or they might as it is, they are having low self-esteem issues and low confidence and insecurities. So they might get bored of their personality, and they would want to switch to another personality, and as a result of which they would want to really fabricate things in a new way. So yes, keep a record of all the trolling behaviors, and just put it there, just record it, and just post it somewhere and keep it there on social media. So that is the best thing that you can do, is that so that other people can also see how sick they are and to what level they can go. And engaging them in conversation, I don't think it is good, because trolls, they want to inflict pain and they want to feel good, so they can go to any extent. So just cut them off, just stay away from them, just block them, ignore them, unsubscribe them, don't listen to them, and keep a record of all their trollings and post it somewhere. That is enough for them to feel more insecure about what they have done, because they like to fabricate their image. Oh, I'm really cute, I'm really good, I had been so kind and humble. But no, they are quite narcissist and sadistic in nature. So just to keep a track of, if you have been a victim of trolling or cyberbullying, keep a track of it. If there is a legal system around you that you want to complain, please go out and complain. If it is becoming really not tolerable for you, or if someone is trying to dox and take out personal information and trying to make public, definitely look out for legal help. But otherwise, if it's not going so dangerous, just block them and let them just be. Because if today's time, if you see, these trolls are influencing others to become trolls. So it's becoming a troll army. And it's really sad. Critiquing is fine for a day, if you don't agree. That is the beauty of being a human. We can always differ, but we can be on the same page. But trolling, abusive behavior, these things are not acceptable. And on the long run, these things are quite toxic. So stay away from such toxicity. Stay away from trolls. Trolls can never be intelligent, and trolls can never be happy. Their day and night starts with trolling and ends with trolling. So that is the reason I say they need medical and psychological help. And us coaching them or schooling them won't help. So yes, the basic ways I have told you, and if it is really too much, if they have crossed their limits, then please file up a complaint, or if there is a law system, please complain and get them behind the bar, either in a hospital or behind the bar. Those are the two things how it can be sorted out. So yes, this was all about trolls and trolling. And if you know someone, or if you want to share a story, you can comment below. And if you have been subjected to such cyberbullying or trolling, please do share your experience also. You can always keep your name anonymous. And yes, thank you so much. Please do like, share, subscribe, create awareness about all these toxic things that is surrounding us. And please be positive and stay away from toxic people. Bye.